I want to play a little bit more of Representative Ocasio-Cortez's remarks because obviously she's shaken a lot of people both in and out of office are shaken by what happened on Wednesday and the state of what millions of our fellow Americans are like. But that does not mean that she is backing down, which I think will be very clear from this video.
A reminder that the Confederacy was not part of the United States, was never part of the United States, will never be a part of the United States. They are traitors to democracy. They are enemies of a multiracial democracy, and they will never have glory in our history, in our present, or in our future. Period.
And that shouldn't be necessary. And yet you have Confederate flags being carried into the Capitol. You have so many Americans, some in elected office, who think back wistfully on those days, so philosophically more connected with this group that tried to destroy America than America itself. Happy to see the Confederate flag. They're posing for photos with it, defending it still to this day, and believing that that's the better path. And the same sort of philosophy that went into the Confederacy and that attempt to destroy America is driving a lot of what's going on right now. These are anti-democratic forces that have no, in the past, they love the American flag. They don't care at all about America, its values, its people, its constitution, any of that. So thank God we do have good representatives like AOC. Although I have to say, really fast, there was we speculate every once in a while, including me, about what her future path will be like. She said in an interview in the last year, she doesn't know if she is planning for a life in politics because in no small part, the way it's conducted, how dangerous it is, the personal threats against her. And obviously she has to protect herself. The last thing I want is for her or any other member of the squad to back off from politics because we need them. But this is a place where she must seriously worry about those insane people wherever she goes. It's got to be at front of her mind. And so it's a very scary time, a very scary time.
And it's things like that. It's the way that she talks that has people so upset. Tell me one thing she lied about there. What did she say about the Confederate flag that's a lie? Was it ever part of the United States? Will it ever be a part of the United States? Should it be flown in the Capitol building? All those things are true that she said. So there's no disputing what she says. People have an issue that she says it. Politicians don't like to say these things because they're worried about alienating people, but they don't realize that the majority of the country thinks that way, but we haven't found much representation that says it. So if the majority of Americans had any kind of these roles in office, they might say similar things. That's the reason why she's so popular, because she says what so many people are thinking and wish that their elected representatives would say and do in their name, because that's what they're there for. Yeah. So that's why the arguments against her turn into death threats and how dare you and oh my God, I'm gonna do this and do that to you just because you said something and are trying to push policy that will help us. That's the issue. Nothing with what she says that's incendiary or hateful or anti-American. You just label it that way, just so you can make sure you demonize the person that's trying to do something right.
Yep. Yeah, it's nice to have this group of politicians that's philosophically aligned with us, who we don't have to worry about murdering their colleagues someday. The right got their new group. They got the Boeberts and the Marjorie Taylor Greenes, the Madison Cawthorns, and all that.
Can you imagine
this is
Adam
the crazy
Schiff,
stuff they
think about it? Did Adam Schiff, one of the top hated people of Democratic side from Republicans in this cycle, or in this latest presidential term, if he said, "Yeah, I showed up at the Capitol with my Glock," you guys didn't know, but I had it that day. Oh, would they be comfortable with that? With who they call him, pencil neck, with a gun? Yeah, no one should. But we're supposed to be comfortable with Madison. I'm sorry, I forget his last name. Caldwell. I apologize. I'm not trying to mess up his name. Showing up with a gun and bragging about it, and talking about how he's got a gun in the Capitol. Should someone else say that? What if AOC said it? I have a gun in the Capitol because people keep threatening my life. Would you be like, "That's great, AOC, start shooting"? No, you wouldn't say that either. But suddenly we're supposed to be comfortable with Madison holding a gun in the Capitol. Yeah. Hope he's lying.
Hope he's lying, and he probably is, because he knows that he can raise money off of it, and it doesn't matter that he's lying. They will never find out, and if they did, they wouldn't care. That's the way it works.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.